Most wonderful, accommodating, amazing person. And how does that happen when you are in any kind of arts or the music industry in general? How do you stay so nice and kind like you seem to be?
That's an awesome question. I tell you, Dominic, honestly, we just learned. I just happened to learn all of these years that it's best to stay positive and to get that positive energy off because there's so much negativity been in the world since I've been born in this world. So I prefer to try to stay positive. I try to let the youth know the same thing. It's hard out here, but at the same time, it's just as easy if you think positive and keep your mind on that particular positive thing that you're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
And then meeting people, just meeting people and getting that positive energy back from them, knowing that they enjoy, what we're doing and so forth, and bringing back memories through the music that the Motown Band is doing. That's a blessing right there. I mean, it should be that way with everybody. That's how I feel.
Well, and you're right. There is darkness in the world sometimes, and music can be a transformative effect.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about music that either for yourself or what you've seen it do to your audiences? Because you have seen a lot of audiences over your years. What does music do to people that you love so much, either yourself or others?
Well, truthfully, I believe that our era, we had the message in the music, where though love was being spread and positive things was going on with the energy of the music. It wasn't so mechanical like it is today. So, it's more like watered down today. But in our earlier years, that message was there, and people, it brings back so much of their good memories at that time in their life when they know that, just America itself was everybody was like grooving. You know what I'm saying? It was so much easier, positive. It was more laid back. Today's energy of music now is always rush, or it's not clean. You can't bring your grandmother or your kids to that type of show unless it's what we're still into. So that energy there, to me, lives forever because people can relate to it.
Right.
And, they can always bring, like I say, whatever age, kids or whatever. And it was just a great time of music for people to just relate with and to spread that that message in the music when we had a little more positive messages in the music. So I'm quite sure for others too, it's the same way because it's still a message in the music. And as long as you're doing good music with a good message, and and you can still go out and perform, and it's not a job, it's still that positive energy where you enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
Then hey, it comes natural. It's just a natural thing. You think that way, it be that way.
Yeah.
And being around positive people like the Motown Band, all the musicians and singers, great singers, and it's just they're so authentic the way though you have to just give your all. You have to, because that's the era where everybody was giving their all.
Well, you are a natural performer. Did you come out just when you were born? Did you come out performing? Is that how it worked with you, Garfield?
That's a good one. It takes natural to know natural. That's how that goes. So I'm still working on it. I didn't give myself this gift. This gift comes from where all our strength comes from, up from up above.
Yeah.
So that energy, is still there. And I'm just glad to be able to, at 60, hopefully 69 next Monday coming up, the original Memorial Day.
That's awesome.
The original Memorial Day.
Okay.
So hopefully, I'm looking for it, and we can continue to let people, feel good, bring back the memories, and getting the chance of meeting people like yourself and more,
Oh, yeah.
it plays a part.
Right.
It plays a major part.
Well, and
Yeah.
that's sorry that so when you were talking about just like the music and how it gives you like that happy feeling and the how people would create clean things and now it's just not that way. And it just really honestly when you were talking brought me back to times in the car with my parents where we're listening to Motown, we're listening to music from that era, and it really is just we can all come together. I was actually telling my mom about this interview that we were going to talk to you, and I was telling her about he toured with the Delfonics, and we just love music from that era anyway, and so it just again it brought back those memories like you were talking about, just this happiness of like that music and that time.
It doesn't matter what the memory is, right? If you were 16 when that music happened, or if you were if you experienced it as a child with your parent who was 16, then you still share those similar memories and have that positive feeling about this music you're talking about, Garfield. That's the beautiful thing that gives some timelessness to the music. What is your first memory of performing?
Wow. My first memory of actually performing was in 60, I believe, far as in front of people, a crowd of people, was in school. I was in the fourth grade, I think, when I did My Girl in 65. I think somewhere around there, My Girl was out. And I won the talent show singing My Girl. And the reward at that time was 2 candy bars, a big time candy bar and the candy bar called Hollywood.
Yes!
Hollywood candy bar and a big time. So that's what I won. And from there, it was just knowing that I could relate to the crowd. The crowd could relate to me. It was a good feeling. So I said, hey, I like to see if I can continue this and just stay with it, tell you the truth. It's like riding a bike. We drive cars now, but we still know how to ride a bike, all of us.
You get that memory back, that creative memory just comes back to you, right, Garfield?
Nothing like it. Couldn't do it without you, Dominic. Believe me.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
So all of your accomplishments, would you say that winning those 2 candy bars at the talent show was the top of your? But you've got a lot of accomplishments.
Absolutely.
You've had your own success as an artist yourself. Tell us what that was like with when you've got things like "Don't Send Me Away" and "Let's Turn In Early."
Let's turn in early tonight. Yes, sir. You got that right. That was a wonderful chapter in my life. I mean, that was actually the beginning of the business of the record business itself, and actually getting some real product on the radio. So that was in 1980, going into 81 with "Please Don't Send Me Away," and we made quite a bit of noise over here in the States. But it really took off overseas. Overseas, it was the love that they showed, and I say maybe 3 to 4 generations. It's really been wonderful for the last almost 41 years now. That record has been something like their national anthem over there. They keep it in the rotation. Manchester, England also. I was there in 2014 the first time. And between Paris, France, and Manchester, England, and the rest of the UK, it was fantastic. I mean, that's going over there in 2018 before make a long story short, before the COVID hit.
Yeah.
My friend Bill Campbell, he's a veteran. We went over there in 2018, and that's when we did the in-store record promotional. When I sung the song over there, and the guy was putting it up on his taped it with the phone, and then it wound up being on Facebook some kind of way, and actually that thing took off. It's still counting over 23 million views now.
I saw that.
Counting.
That was in the like you were out on the street, like in the flea market. Yeah, that was really cool.
The flea market. Yeah, so that was we were on our way back to the States, and
Yeah.
we were there for like four days and 3 nights, and we was on our way back, and they stopped in there to check it out, to show us the different views of the that record flea market, and it was fantastic. Wound up, the DJ put the record on, and I guess they didn't really think it was me, but either way, we just ad libbed listening to it, and it just took off like a rocket.
Yeah.
That's
I
really
think it's actually from the other generations. They'll be from '80s, because some of the kids were telling us, "Hey, my mom, my dad, they brought us up on this song, and they were
Yeah.
like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years." So I say 40 years. Big respect, sir.
Yeah. How does
So,
that feel when you have something like that has become such a hit and ingrained into the fabric of humanity or society, and you just you know that you've affected those people? What is that like when you
That's a
meet people
blessing.
who tell you that?
That's a real blessing. I
Yeah.
mean, words can't even express it, to tell you the truth. As long as I've been performing, words can't express that, because that's the love that people show for you, and that's just with "Don't Send Me Away." Now, if Let's Turn and Early was promoted full time like that, then hey, that might have been, it really might have took my career off, and I might have not went the way that I did, going with the legendary Delfonics.
Right.
But but that that experience was another chapter also, so that paid off, and I got a chance to be on some of the bigger stages, meet some of the bigger promoters in the
Yeah.
business and so forth. So it was another chapter of my life, just like when I put the single out. And make a long story short, I even had an opportunity to go with Otis Williams Temptations. This year they called again. They called earlier in around 2012. Then they called back this year. They called. So no, that was last year in September.
Yeah.
Around September. So it's just so much. I mean, when I was young, I've been glad to do it, but I'm up in age now, and I know the traveling is, they working like 6 days a week, and
Yes.
hey, I still need like maybe 1 or 2 days of rest nowadays. But so I didn't go that way, and I'm still trying to just stay focused, doing the Motown thing with the Motown Band. Like I say, wonderful musicians and singers, and the whole team. They make everything so authentic. And then it's so much easier. I work when I need to work, and it all works out. You know, I have to kill myself. I mean, hey, I'm not 21 no more, but I mean, I still got my little aches and pains, but at the same time, as long as I can continue to stay on top of it, I'm coming out to work at all the venues and try to continue to be seen and be heard, and to make people bring back the best memories of their lives. And
that's great.
And it's nothing better, because I mean, if you don't have people, make a long story short, it don't mean nothing. You have to have people doing this business that we're in. We have to have that following, and that means everything to me. That means everything. When they come out after the show, say, "Garfield, hey, you did a great show," or "Could you sign an autograph?" or "I've seen you on the flea market video." Excuse me, I know you from the Delfonics.
Yeah.
All that stuff is just a chapter of my life to say, hey, I'm glad I'm being seen and being heard. But there's so much more. I need one more major album. Maybe you want to write it for me, Dominic.
You know what? Jenna is the musician around here, and she can come up with a song and just sell it. She's the one you want for that, Garfield. I am not the one, but yeah.
Okay, well then I'll make her my new manager.
That's right. There you go. But Garfield, you've toured with the Delfonics for 25 years. You've been asked to tour with the Temptations, and now you're with That Motown Band, which you have, which we've referenced here during the beginning of this episode. And what is it that makes That Motown Band and this performance that's coming here to Batavia in this June here? What makes it a special show? What makes it stand out from other shows of a like kind out there?
Because they are so authentic. They have the legendary musical director, Mr. Johnny Gale, that does all the work for the doo-wop groups,
Okay.
major R&B artists, from Soul Survivors to you name it, some of the biggest names that's in the business. And he's a perfectionist, and with his input and his knowledge and his creativity, he makes everything so authentic. The musicians and singers, they come to rehearsal. We do what we have to do.
Yeah.
And it'd be a great rehearsal, just like we give great shows. So with all of that, everybody together in unity, thinking the same way, and being on time, because some rehearsals, everybody might be late, dragging the feet or whatever.
Gotta have that work ethic.
To do what they have to do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're going to have a lot of fun there, too. I mean, it's great music, but we give out, so much fun going on, too, at the same time.
Yeah.
So we can relate to the people even more because they see that everybody's enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And then, we get a chance to come out and mingle with the people after the show. I mean, we're still everyday people, but we know that everybody's is on the same team. There's no I in team. We're all together for that Motown band, and that's the main thing, and that's what works. And it's so appreciated.
It sounds like it sounds like a great, like, I just love hearing you talk about the camaraderie between you all, and just like,
that's what makes something special.
It is what makes something
camaraderie
special.
Between the artists,
right? You're enjoying yourselves. You enjoy doing that together. What would you say? Do you have like a favorite? Like, what's the most fun? I don't know, song or that you guys do or sing? Like one where you're like, you probably love all of them, but is there one where you're just like, ooh, this one is my jam? Like, let's get everybody together.
Yeah, well, truthfully, I think everybody at the end of the set, I know we all individually can sing and do enjoy what we're doing, but all together, I believe it's the last song when they might call us back and say one more, and we'll come totally out of the Motown era and do Philadelphia OJ's Love Train. And when we do Love Train, the whole crowd, they get out of their seats and they start the train around the whole venue.
Oh, that's awesome.
The crowd.
That's fun. That's a lot of fun.
That's the best. Yeah, I know everybody enjoy that because you can see the crowd singing Love Train. Everybody's connected with each other, going all through the aisles and everything. We just love that. That's that's the best part. I believe for everybody.
That is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time today to tell us more about yourself and your iconic career that you've had. You've helped to tell us what it is to be a musician throughout time. The old what it was like to be a musician when you started and how it's different now. If you were to give one piece of advice to a young musician, someone who is getting out of school today and they're getting ready to join today's world and they have aspirations and dreams to become a musician, what piece of advice would you leave with them starting today?
Truthfully, I probably would tell them a couple of things. Number one, your strength comes from up above. Remember that first. Number two, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And number three, I would say, know that you can't live in this world by yourself. It takes people, and people, if you do it correctly and remember that, then people will help you tremendously. You'll be surprised, but you have to definitely stay humble and believe that. And have a little second job on the side, too. It's good to have a job, too, now.
It's good to have a sandwich to eat.
It's good to have a little job on the side because, it just don't work like that. But if you do them things, I believe you keep him first, he'll keep you first.
Yeah.
And believe in yourself And remember, it takes people regardless of what you do. And once you do that and you give it your all, then you receive blessings from people regardless of what the accolades is, whether it's singing, whatever. You're just an all-around good person. They know, like some of the people know who I came up with, and they say, Garfield, you still at it. I say that's only because I'm still able to do it. But as long as I know when to say yes and when to say no, I'm going to continue to come out here and work with That Motown Band and do my solo act, which is really good with them too. I mean, I can do my solo act as long as the dates don't clash. So I appreciate everything that's going on. And to all my friends and fans, big respect always. Thanks a million for your support. Thank you both also for the great interview here.
Oh, well, thank you.
Thank you so much,
It has
Garfield.
been a joy to just hear you talk and about what you love to do.
Yeah. And
it takes joy to no joy.
That's right.
That's right.
You can see Garfield Fleming coming up here on June the 17th with everyone at That Motown Band at the Batavia Fine Arts Center. Tickets are available online, bataviafineartscenter.org, and center is spelled C-E-N-T-R-E because that's the right way to say it.
Because we fancy.
We are fancy. Thank you so much, Garfield, and we will see you all next time on We Talk.
We talk.
We Talk.
We Talk. Big respect.
We Talk is a production of BFAC